Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We are all set to go, as it'll be the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Going to the air right away, Lawrence. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Yeah, good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now Lawrence. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
That's another Jaguars first down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Lawrence now going to move him around. In motion goes the tight end. On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from April's draft. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Raiders very strong in that victory a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. That's swung out wide to Harris. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield.
Nigga, ain't you supposed to be at work?
To him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. Sheds off the tackle. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the... They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Quite the opening drive march.
Crazy in the morning, bro. I got to
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? Because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all this stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. Here's Lawrence. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Multiple players combined for their team's 1st sack of the game.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack, but he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football, had to eat it, and ended up on the ground.
On 3rd and goal, Lawrence. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Matt Gay on for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And you wonder, I mean, is it even possible, especially for the quarterback, to mentally reset after that quick of a turnaround?
Well, we're certainly going to find out, aren't we? Because that play will stay in your mind, but somehow you have to compartmentalize, put it aside, pick yourself up, and get moving in the right direction.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 39-yard line. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. You look at this Raiders defense, currently #1 in the NFL against the run.
And being able to set the tone early in this game, because when you get down to it, it's that sign that we saw in their football facility when we visited with them. The one that said no explosives, no big plays, no chunk plays. That's what they've got to take care of.
Now Lawrence. He'll find Najee Harris. So give him 2 yards there on the completion. 3rd and 7 now.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Against a team coming off a win, just as your team did the previous week, you talked about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Jags with the football to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it as we resume action. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together. They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
2nd and 3. That one complete to Trey Tucker. And he's going to be wrangled down quickly after the catch up at the 45-yard line. Give them 12 yards that time, and a Las Vegas first.
At the 45-yard line.
A run straight ahead with Genty. And this is going to be a Raiders first down as good running gets them to about the 44. Defensively, they were in the 3-4, and that O-line just dominated the D-line there.
Let's go with the verbal telestrator here, because that D-line has a nose over the center, and it has the two defensive ends over the offensive tackles. That means the guards don't have anyone over the top of them. That creates a natural bubble inside where they sprint upfield, take on the inside linebackers. If the back hits it fast enough, there should be space to run.
The Raiders sitting at 5-2 on the year, and they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it. And that's what they're trying to get done here.
They'll go again with Genty. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Ashton Genty with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are able to widen their advantage. Extra point by Gain is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. On play action, Lawrence. Now he's going to step up and run. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
On the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Lawrence to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Myers. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Setting up the screen, Harris. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. 2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Raiders' 26-yard line.
Lawrence will throw. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back in the 32. They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down. Now Lawrence changing the play. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And a 2nd field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Oh, and a nice return, but he takes a big shot at the end of it.
Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
26 yards.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now a timeout called for by the defense, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. 2nd and 7. Once again, it's Genty. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Ashton Genty with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Raiders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Well, no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick 6.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10.
Go.
Lawrence will try again after the pick 6. And the Raiders have got him. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on 2nd and long. Lawrence under pressure, and they got to him again. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
Brings up 4th down.
That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. The Raiders with with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. And it's a pretty good return here, so he'll get this up to the 29.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. So for this offense, Charles, remember drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Right back to Genty on first down. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 131 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues. So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. A run out of the gun with Genty. And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's second down. Ball spotted at the 45. Here's a second down and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He's going to fire one deep left sideline.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball. And he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space. Couldn't uncover at the end of the route. And that one winds up incomplete.
And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. Back to throw. Mendoza. They'll get this out to Genty. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
They'll go. Here's Genty. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. The Raiders try it on fourth down, but to no avail. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive.
Hey, run!
Here's Lawrence to throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Third quarter from Southern Nevada. Here's a second and 10.
Hey, Lion!
Lawrence. That's complete. It's Brian Thomas. Still on his feet. Touchdown, Jaguars. Brian Thomas, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Jags get a bit closer. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard and you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Lawrence and the Jags offense staying out there. They'll go for 2 here. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Lawrence going to look to throw for it. And they don't get it. They tried for the 2-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth. Didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride, the offense, this go-around. That's caught by Tucker. And he's able to break out a one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. 3rd and 7 now.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Short throw caught by Bowers. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. We knew he was close to the line of scrimmage, and they say he stepped over.
When you see him in that position, you think he's become a runner. As a DB, you start to react towards the line of scrimmage. They can often throw it over your head.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. They're going to try and throw. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Jags take over in terrific field position.
Red on red.
Throwing to start the drive. Lawrence. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
A 5-yard pickup on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Well, Lawrence going to move him around a bit. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half, and for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down and 6. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And he's going to have the hook up here with Harry. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the third quarter. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 30-yard line. And they'll send the tight end in motion. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 47 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
At the 9-yard line.
Now they'll change things up. From the shotgun, Lawrence finds Tootin out of the backfield. They call it no gain there on the 1st down play. They caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17.
A loss of 7 brings up 3rd down and goal.
Hey, go middle. Field carry. Here we go.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Over the middle, complete. It's Washington. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And it'll be 4th down. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. He couldn't get the ball away on 4th and goal. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dab. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
2nd and 6. Throw left side, pulled in by Tucker. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
7-yard gain. And the Raider 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
On the give, Genty. And he'll get this to the 32.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 1st down, it's Genty. And now the rookie's free. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Ashton Genty, 48 yards. And the Raiders are closing in on a 6-2 start as they extend this fourth quarter advantage. Here's Gay now to add the extra point. And the lead is now an even 30.
Makes the score Raiders 42, Jaguars 12.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there. And trailing big here in this fourth quarter. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 65 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Rip, 23. Get him, get him.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Raiders, they run their mark to 6-2 on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.